if Manish speaks,
then no fight will be.
then it will be easier for me. Oh, Ambassador T.P. Sitaraman said he is an accidental diplomat. We had an accidental Prime Minister. I am an accidental academician. So I have not much to say. In fact, I have prepared a 10,000 worded speech. But because you said only 5 minutes, I am going to stick to only bullet points. Most of the points have been made. So when we look at a vision, it's like we speak of Vikasit Bharat 2047. So in that there are several aspects. Maritime is one of the aspects. So generally what happens is these words, shipping industry, maritime, navy, they all get mixed up. So we will have to, they are not the same, they are different. But if you are talking in terms of a vision, then you have to get all these things together and then think in terms of a coordinated vision on all these aspects. We all know, as I spoke in the morning also, we know about the importance of Vizhinjam. We also know much long before that we had Karwar, we had developed Karwar as an important naval port. Even before that we have Jawaharlal Nehru Port, JNPT, which even now handles maximum cargo, but slowly Vizhinjam will start handling most of the cargo. And then we have got, as we say, 12 ports, both on the east and west coast. But we have to think in terms of the current geopolitical situation and the geo-economic situation. So these ports, when we prepare a vision, they cannot be only for economic activity. They have to be engines of economic growth, no doubt about it. But they have also to become what I would say, tools of conducting efficient geopolitics. So today, in the prevailing situation, geopolitics and geoeconomics have become two sides of the same coin. Even as we talk in terms of tariff being used as a weaponized system against India, we have signed a free trade agreement with European Union today. So that free trade agreement speaks not just about trade, but also about maritime cooperation. So geopolitics cannot be divorced from geoeconomics. So when we think in terms of a vision, the first thing that we should think about is how to integrate maritime, navy, and then the business part of this navy and maritime both put together. Which means we have also to make use of the coast for not only ports but also as an arena for shipbuilding. In the last about 2 years, we had about 4 or 5 visits to South Korea. South Korea has emerged as a very big shipbuilding industry. But in all our talks, the South Koreans kept on saying, we were praising their shipbuilding industry. But whenever we used to praise their shipbuilding industry and all, we know Hyundai as far as vehicles are concerned, motor cars are concerned. But Hyundai is one of the biggest shipbuilding industry also in South Korea. So when we talk about the shipbuilding industry, they were a little worried and a little tense. So I found out, we wanted to know why they are a little worried and tense. And they said, our problem is, the South Korean population growth rate is 0.007, which means after 70 years, no new South Korean will be born in this world. And the present generation wants to leave South Korea and either go to America or China. And the maximum that they do is come for white collar job. Nobody prefers blue collar jobs. And we cannot absorb 5,000, 10,000 workers. And we don't have so much of area, place to build ships. And we don't trust any other country in the world other than India. Quote unquote, not to be reported. I know I'm on the mic. They didn't say, आपके जैसे बुद्धू और कोई नहीं है, ऐसा नहीं बोला उन्होंने. But they said, we trust India. So we want to shift our industry, shipbuilding industry to India. And then we said, fine, very good, you're welcome, sir, and all that we said. And next week they were there in India. We never expected that. It was like that R.K. Lakshman's cartoon. There was one plane and one foreigner was going, and then behind him there was a minister was going, climbing the steps. So somebody asked then that common man, he says, didn't you hear that foreigner invite the minister to his country? So the moment the invitation was given, he started going behind him. So like that the South Koreans next week they came to India and then they sat in front of the map. They marked some areas, west coast, east coast. They said this is good, this is good, this is good. And then they said we will do our DPR in about another 5-10 weeks. This is the speed with which they are working. Are we ready to do that? Of course, we are also equally doing it. Last week, Shipping Corporation of India, one of the biggest government shipping companies, has come forward and suggested about how they are going to go about in the shipbuilding industry. Mazagon Dock is again opening up in a very big way for shipbuilding industry. So, economic aspect of it has to go along with geopolitics. That's number one. Number two, we have to also include the security aspect that has been already discussed in all our ports and in all our maritime vision. Like we have anti-access ADR in the land and air, we will have to think in terms of maritime, anti-access in the sea. So that we have to think of. I don't know if we have the present capability to do that, but we will have to think of those capabilities, build those capabilities. Technologically, it's not difficult, but we have to start thinking about that. It should be part of the vision. Third is, our Admiral Muralidharan gave the example of navigating without GPS. So today we have Army, Navy, Air Force, we always talk of. But the fourth element, the sky, the outer space, has become part of our overall security apparatus. So we have to think in terms of that. And sea provides the maximum space on the land for outer space. So we will have to think of using the sea not only for air and naval operations, but also for outer space operations. So how best we can do it, how far we can do it. So can we link the ships, our naval ships, and it's not that it has not been done. China has already planned, PLA Navy has already done this successfully for both military purpose and for commercial purpose. As far as commercial purpose is concerned, they are trying to use the sea waves for production of electricity, energy, sea wind for energy production, and also floating solar panels. So sea offers the maximum area for floating solar panels. So can we have floating solar panels, and then these floating solar panels can be linked to some kind of a energy transfer mechanism. So this is the kind of thinking that they are doing. So this basically involves what? This basically involves a combination of our higher education system with research and development. How many of our IITs are doing research on these subjects? How many of our engineering colleges are doing research on these subjects? So we have to think in those terms also. So the plan has to include all these things. And it will be very interesting. Some of us who are students here who want to do PhD can think in terms of the Chinese plan which they prepared. What they called was the PLA Navy. They prepared a vision document for PLA Navy, and that vision document, now if you look at the vision document and what they have achieved, something like 80% of the vision document has been achieved. So we will have to do a comparative study of China's maritime growth and India's maritime plans, views and growth. It will be an interesting study for us to do, and it's not necessary that it's a huge investment. We are something like 13 to 14% of our spending on maritime is against GDP. It has to be brought down to something like 7 to 8%. We will have to bring it down. So this can be done if it can be made into a revenue earning system, whereas we are also able to provide for the economic growth, geopolitical aspects and military and utility. There are other aspects of sea which will take a lot of time to go, like deep sea bed explorations and mining. Deep sea mining is one area where we have not yet done much. We have to do that. And then there are other robotic systems that are available for the maintenance and cleaning of the ship's hull while it is in the sea. Today, we cannot clean the hull when it is in the sea. So we'll have to bring it to the shore, clean it, and it takes almost 6 to 7 months for the ship to be cleaned and send it back. Whereas we have developed robotic instruments which human beings need not go. The instrument will go down, clean the hull. What they say, algae, that attaches to the ship's hull, and then it starts eating it. So it has to be cleaned. Because the ship is in water for almost 7-8 months or 1 year or 1.5 years. So all kinds of growth gets attached to the hull. So it has to be cleaned. So it has to be brought back. Now these machines are available which go into the deep sea. While the ship is in the sea, they go and clean it. So these are all things that we have to think in terms of doing and planning. I don't know, there are so many other ideas. So it can be all codified and brought into what we call a vision document, which already is existing, but we can prepare our own vision document and give it to the government. Thank you.